Alright, so we should all have this page glued into our notebook. We are working on adding integers, so if you would title the top adding integers so that you know that this is your adding integer notes, that would be fantastic. Who can remind me what are integers? Integers are what or what whole numbers? What is it, everyone?
Negative or positive.
Good. I'm going to write positive or negative just because I'm used to saying it in that order. But if you want to write negative or positive, go for it. The order does not matter. So integers are positive and negative whole numbers. Okay, so there are two different types of when we have integers. We have addition with same signs, and we have addition with different signs. So what do you think I mean between same signs and different signs? What do same signs mean? Cole?
If there was like a positive plus a positive or negative plus a negative.
Good. So do you see right here it's a negative plus a negative number? Do you see here it's a positive plus a positive number? Those are signs are the same. So what are different signs then? So it's a positive plus a negative or a negative plus a positive. They're different signs. Do we see the difference between same signs and different signs? Okay? So when we add integers with the same sign, we do that by finding the blank and we keep the signs the same. So let's look at this. This one's the easiest one, right guys?
Yeah.
8 plus 5. What's 8 plus 5?
13.
Okay, we know this. If I were to put 8, I think I put it on the right one, in the middle of my number line, and I want to add 5 to it, I could count on my number line. It's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I know that it starts at 8, I add 5 to it, so it's going to end at 13. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's say they are both negatives, like the one right above it. I have negative 6 plus a negative 3. If I have a dot on negative 6, because my point always starts on whatever that first number is. It's a negative 6. I want to add, and typically when we add, what direction did our line go? We went to the right, right? But I want to add a negative, so I'm adding to the left. You're adding the opposite because you're adding a negative. Negatives go to the opposite. So I want to add a negative 3, which means, what will I get to?
Negative 9.
Negative 9. So negative 6 plus negative 3 is a negative 9, which means, what did I do with both of these numbers? We just added them, right? 6 plus 3 is what? 9. And then I kept the negative. 5 plus 8 is what? And I kept them a positive. So our rule with adding integers when our signs are the same is you find the sum. Here's kind of the phrase that I always say. Same signs, add, and keep. If your signs are the same, you add your two numbers, keep the negative, or keep the positive, whichever one they are. So right here, guys, are my signs the same or are they different? So that means I'm going to do 4 plus 5. And what is 4 plus 5? 9. And then I want to keep my sign. So is my sign a negative or a positive?
Negative.
So what my answer is a negative 9. Right here, are my signs the same or are they different? So that means I need to do what operation? Add. 2 plus 4 is?
6.
And are they negatives or positives?
Negative.
So my answer stays a negative and it's negative 6. Do you think you have to write down this step of 4 plus 5 and 2 plus 4?
Yeah.
Yes. That's your work. Is that understood? Because then we're going to get to questions like down here, where it's a little bit different, right? My signs are different. I have 3. I'm going to add a little bit onto this because obviously I don't have the number 3 listed here. So there's my 3. I want to add a negative number. Adding negative numbers, am I going to go to the right or am I going to go to the left?
Left.
When I add negatives, I go to the left. Because your adding typically goes to the right. But the negative means I want to go do the opposite, so I'm going to go to the left. I want to go to the left how many?
11.
So I'm going to go 11 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What did we end on?
Negative 8.
So 3 plus a negative 11 is a negative 8. Think about it this way. You have $3 in your bank account. You spent $11. How much money is in your bank account?
Negative 8.
You're in debt $8. You're negative $8 in your bank account. Does that kind of make sense? Okay. Let's come here to this next one. I have a negative 9. I'm going to put it right here. I want to add 4. I'm adding a positive. Do adding positive numbers go to the left or to the right?
Right.
To the right, just like they typically would, right? So I'm going to add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did we end on? So negative 9 plus 4 is negative 5. Think about it this way. You're $9 in debt. You pay $4, you're still $5 in debt. But you're paying off that debt. So, what operation are we technically doing here, guys?
Subtraction.
So when we add integers with different signs by subtracting. So always ask yourself the question, are my signs the same or are they different? Same or different? If my signs are the same, you add. Different signs, subtract. So, are my signs in this next question, guys, negative 10 plus 6, are they the same or are they different?
Different.
So I'm going to do 10 minus 6. What is 10 minus 6?
4.
Now here's the tricky part. If we look down below, it says keep the sign of the number with the greatest absolute value, meaning the largest number. Which number is bigger, 10 or 6?
10.
So is my answer a positive or a negative? Hold on, guys, 1 second. Last one. Are my signs the same or are they different? So I'm going to do 7 minus 5. Notice I did bigger minus smaller. Make your life easier. What is 7 minus 5?
2.
Which number is bigger, 5 or 7?
7.
So my answer is going to stay a negative.